Look at the stats. I got 6 rings too. Look at my accolades. I got defensive player, all NBA. So playing the game the right way and winning means something to me, and it meant a lot to me. I don't have the MVPs, but guess what? Somebody that was with me got it.
Oh my God. Drug test him now. I want test. Take him into a urine sample, get a blood test, drug test him now. You got to be kidding me. I can't believe what we just heard. I can't believe it. And damn it, Patrick Bet-Davis, I love you. But let me tell you something right now. If you're trying to tell me that Scottie Pippen is justified in calling himself the best, you need to be drug tested too. All of you. All of you. How you the best when you wasn't even the best on your own team? How you the best when you weren't even the number one option? I mean, what? Oh, it hurts me because I don't want to do this. If you're the best, why were you calling for Jordan? If you're the best, why were you pouting on the bench when Phil Jackson called Tony Kukoc's number instead of yours in the playoff series against the Knicks? If you the best, why was Bill Cartwright in the locker room crying while excoriating you from abandoning your teammates? You led, you also quit. You quit. You had a migraine in 87. You had a migraine in a game 7 against the Pistons. Michael Jordan was left crying on a bus in his daddy's arms talking about when we gonna win. Bill Cartwright, I already told you, was crying. What are you talking about? Oh, my Lord. Everybody need to get drug tested. First, even me, hell, I need to get drug tested. I might start smoking some weed just so I can get... Let me do something. I might start smoking some weed just to get this damn thinking out of my head. This is blasphemy. Better than LeBron? Better than MJ? Come on, man. Come on, man. You know better than that. I'm going to leave this alone for now. I might have to revisit this in a couple of days.
In elite basketball, there is no such thing as equal egos. Even on star-studded rosters, there is always one ultimate leader. The figure who defines the team's identity, carries the heaviest burden, and bears final responsibility for every win or loss. For the Chicago Bulls of the 1992nd, that role was never in doubt. Michael Jordan was the leader, the heart, the brain, and the soul of that team. Jordan wasn't just the best player on the Bulls. He was the one around whom every strategy, every offensive set, and every crucial possession revolved. When the game reached its breaking point, everyone in the building, teammates, coaches, even opponents, knew exactly whose hands the ball would be in. That wasn't coincidence. That was absolute trust. Jordan would finish you. Scottie Pippen, on the other hand, was the great co-star. A brilliant, all-around warrior who executed his role to perfection. He could defend from the perimeter to the paint, control the tempo, put the ball in the right spots, and keep the legendary triangle offense running smoothly. He was the one who kept the game in balance so that Jordan could deliver the killing blow. That doesn't diminish Pippen. In fact, it proves he understood his role and played it at the highest level possible. But the ultimate leader and the great co-star are two completely different jobs. The leader shoulders the crushing weight, inspiring the team, carrying the scoring load, and taking ultimate accountability for the result. The great co-star supports, reinforces, and amplifies the leader's power. Throughout NBA history, great co-stars have been celebrated, but they have never been mistaken for the leader. And this is where LeBron James comes in as a supporting example. In over 20 years of his career, LeBron has always been the #1 leader on every team he's joined. From the Cavaliers to the Miami Heat to the Lakers, he has never been anyone's second option. In that role, LeBron has led his teams to 10 NBA Finals, won 4 championships, and dominated in scoring, playmaking, and overall control of the game, which means this: even a modern-day leader as great as LeBron, with achievements far beyond Pippen's, still hasn't surpassed Jordan. So for Pippen, as great as he was, to put himself on the same level as MJ without ever holding that top leadership mantle at a championship level, it simply doesn't stand. In the historical record, this hierarchy is not just a detail. It defines who gets immortalized as the one who led the way, and who is remembered as part of the story. In the Bulls' story, Jordan was the ultimate leader. Pippen was the great co-star. Reversing that truth isn't just inaccurate. It betrays the very spirit of the game.
To Scottie Pippen, 6-time NBA champion, Hall of Famer, one of the top 75 players in the history of basketball, who recently sat down with Patrick Bet-David and turned heads with a lot of things that he was saying that, quite frankly, I felt were utterly nonsensical. Give me take one with Scottie Pippen talking about 6 rings versus LeBron. Listen to this.
Would you put yourself ahead of LeBron as a team standpoint?
My success as a team is more successful than LeBron. I got 6 rings.
When we talk about greatness, emotion is just the surface. People can argue about style, they can debate skill sets, but when all the noise fades away, achievements and individual honors are the final evidence, and evidence does not lie. Let's start with Michael Jordan. 6 NBA championships, 6 finals MVPs, 5 regular season MVPs, 10 scoring titles, 9 all-defensive first-team selections, 1 Defensive Player of the Year award. In 1988, the same year, he was both the best offensive player and the best defensive player in the league. 14 All-Star selections, 3 All-Star MVPs, Rookie of the Year. This isn't just a trophy list. It's the footprint of absolute domination in the regular season, in the playoffs, and on the biggest stage of all, the NBA Finals. Now, Scottie Pippen, 6 NBA championships, the same number as Jordan, but 0 Finals MVPs, 0 regular season MVPs, 3 All-NBA first-team selections, 8 All-Defensive first-team selections, 7 All-Star appearances, 1 All-Star MVP. On its own, this resume is impressive, but next to Jordan, the gap is undeniable. In every championship run, Pippen was never the one recognized as the best player in the series. He was never the singular focal point of victory. And here's what many overlook. Finals MVP tells the truth about your role in winning. Jordan has 6. Pippen has 0. That means every time the Bulls stood on that championship stage, Jordan was in the center, and Pippen, as great as he was, stood beside him, not in the spotlight.
And we can accuse LeBron James of a lot of things. The brother got 4 rings, Scotty. He's got 4. He's been to 10 NBA Finals. And by the way, he never had a migraine in a Game 7. It never happened. Only to you.
Let's pause here and bring in LeBron James, not to make him the main comparison to MJ in this section, but to underline the logic. LeBron has 4 championships, 4 Finals MVPs, 4 regular season MVPs, 19 All-Star appearances, and is the all-time leading scorer in NBA history. He has always been the #1 leader on every team he's joined. And yet, despite achievements far beyond Pippen's, many still place LeBron below Jordan in the GOAT debate. If a complete leader like LeBron still hasn't surpassed MJ, how could Pippen, who never held the top leadership role at a championship level, possibly stand on the same tier, back to Jordan and Pippen? Jordan's accolades aren't just numerous, they're historic. 10 scoring titles show an offensive dominance we may never see again. 5 MVPs prove he was the best player in the league across multiple seasons. 6 Finals MVPs tell us that when the team needed him most, he delivered every single time. Pippen, while outstanding, never led the league in scoring, never won an MVP, never earned a Finals MVP. His role was to keep the system running, lock down the opponent's best player, and give Jordan the space to focus on finishing the job. Individual honors aren't everything, but they are the pieces of the greatness puzzle. They show who stood tallest when the pressure was at its highest. They record history in a way that cannot be denied. And in that picture, Jordan stands alone at the top. Pippen stands lower, still a legend. And LeBron, great, far beyond Pippen in personal achievements, remains proof that MJ operates on a level no one else can reach.
Let's hear from Scottie Pippen again, because he didn't stop there. He was talking about who his GOAT is. Magic is GOAT. Listen to this.
It's not even worth talking about
The two of them.
when you ask who's better, LeBron or Michael. You can't ask me who's the GOAT between LeBron and Michael. Neither one of them are GOATs. They both won differently. You can't put them at the top of the pinnacle. Magic Johnson, to me, is a bigger GOAT than anybody because of how he led, how he brought a whole team, how when the greatest scorer in the game, Kareem, was not there, and him as a rookie
Center.
steps in and plays a position that no one even knew he could play. That's transcending what you can do as a player.
See, that's the bullshit right there. That's bullshit right there, right there.
Basketball is played for 48 minutes, but history often remembers only the final few seconds. Those seconds define legends, moments where everything can collapse or explode into victory. And in those moments, you need someone who doesn't just take the ball, but knows how to finish the job. Clutch isn't just making a shot at the buzzer. Clutch is when you are the only option, when your teammates look at you and don't need to say a word, when the coach doesn't need to draw up a complicated play. Just get the ball in your hands, and when the opponent knows it's coming.
Michael Jordan averaged over 30 about 8 or 9 times. You played defense. Michael Jordan wasn't first team all NBA defensive team 9 times. You had to play defense because you weren't that great offensively. Tremendous athleticism. 6'9", could dunk on anybody, as Patrick Ewing would tell you. Had a sporadic jump shot. You were big enough and physical enough and talented enough to score in an open court. But our number one option, keyed upon, that wasn't your game. That was LeBron's game. That wasn't your game. That was Kobe's game. That wasn't your game. That was Michael Jordan's game. Hell, Vince Carter was the number one option. Allen Iverson was the number one option. What are you talking about? What are you talking about?
But still can't stop it. For the Chicago Bulls, that name was always Michael Jordan. Remember the shot in 1989 against the Cleveland Cavaliers. The Bulls facing elimination. Less than 3 seconds left. Jordan catches, rises, fires over Craig Alo. The ball drops. Bulls survive. It wasn't just a game winner. It was a declaration to the entire NBA. A new era had begun. Remember the flu game in 1997? Jordan burning with fever, body drained, drenched in sweat, still scoring 38 points against the Utah Jazz in a finals game that could have broken most men. That's not just clutch in skill, that's clutch in will. Remember Game 6 of the 1998 finals. Clock winding down. Jordan strips Karl Malone, brings the ball up, stops at the free throw line. The jumper is pure. The Bulls are champions. And Jordan walks away from the game, leaving an image that still defines cold-blooded execution. Scottie Pippen had his big moments too. Defensive stops, forcing turnovers, a chase-down block here, a steal at half court there. But when the game needed a shot to decide it all, the ball wasn't in Pippen's hands. His role was to make the play possible, set the screen, pull the defense, deliver the pass to Jordan. He was the path to the finish, not the finisher. LeBron James, here as a supporting example, also has clutch moments etched in memory. That chase-down block in Game 7 of the 2016 Finals, sprinting the length of the court to deny Andre Iguodala. A play that swung the entire series, the game-tying 3 against the Wizards in 2018, followed by a fadeaway to end it. Those 45 and 50-point playoff games that dragged his team back from the brink. But even LeBron, with all those moments, doesn't have Jordan's perfect finals record. 6 trips, 6 wins, 6 finals MVPs, and he hasn't built the same flawless, untouchable clutch resume on the biggest stage as MJ. Clutch is rare. It's not just in your mechanics. It's in your mind. It's staying calm in chaos, confident under crushing pressure, and turning moments into legacy. For the Bulls, clutch always meant Michael Jordan. For LeBron, for much of his career, he was the chosen one in those moments. For Pippen, he was great in his role, but not the man history remembers as the closer, And that difference, being the one trusted to end it, is why Jordan operates on a level Pippen could never reach. There's one season in Scottie Pippen's career that often gets used as the strongest card by those trying to elevate him to Michael Jordan's level. The 1993-94 season, it was the first year after Jordan's first retirement. The Bulls lost their number one star, and Pippen became the face of the franchise. The lead man, he played brilliantly, averaging 22 points, 7 rebounds, 6 assists, and nearly 3 steals per game. He made the All-NBA first team. He finished third in MVP voting. The Bulls won 55 games, just 2 fewer than the season before with Jordan. All of that proves Pippen was a great player, that he could lead a strong roster and keep it competing at a high level in the NBA. But here's the part people often skip over. The Bulls did not win the championship. They fell in the Eastern Conference semifinals, losing to the New York Knicks. And in Game 3 of that series, when coach Phil Jackson drew up the final play for Tony Kukoc, Pippen refused to go back in. 8 seconds on the clock, and Pippen, the temporary leader of the team, sat out because he felt slighted. Kukoc hit the shot, and the Bulls won the game. But that image never disappeared. A true leader doesn't walk off in the decisive moment. A true leader doesn't let personal feelings overshadow the team's goal. Jordan, if he were there, would have demanded the ball, would have lived or died with the shot. Pippen, in that moment, chose to sit. And this is where LeBron James serves as a useful supporting example. LeBron has played countless games where he was at the center of every decision, from the Miami Heat to the Cleveland Cavaliers to the Los Angeles Lakers. He's always been on the floor in the final seconds, always involved in the play that decides the game. Whether shooting, passing, or defending, win or lose, LeBron understands that the leadership role means you are there, every time, all the time. The 1993-94 season proved Pippen was a great floor raiser, someone who can raise the baseline, make a good team stronger. But Jordan was the ultimate ceiling raiser, someone who raises the peak, who turns a strong team into an unbeatable champion, and that's a gap you can't close with ring counts, defensive accolades, or even one outstanding individual season.